In order for a man to lead a woman, he must be more powerful than her. It is the feminine that leads, however. It is the spirit that guides you. It is love that leads. Masculinity and leadership is not tangible. It is not something you can hand somebody. It is not in the way you look. It is not in what you have or what you provide for somebody. It is an energy. It is felt, and it cannot be faked. In pantherhood, in shamanhood, it is the panther that is of the highest order, the leader of the jungle, the master teacher, and of wisdom. She is oftentimes associated with the moon, but she is actually the feminine Christ. She is the sun. She is the leader. It is rare that there is a male shaman panther. In order for a male panther to lead, he also must be stronger than the feminine. He must also have mastered the moon, heart, emotions, the womb, everything connected to the womb, the mother, his emotions, his connection to his mother, the pain, and the darkness. We cannot lead others in ways we have not yet mastered ourselves. This is not only men. A woman's inner masculine must also be more powerful than her inner feminine. Your inner feminine, which is your heart and your womb, is where you find not only your intuition, but your power. Those who have not accessed that within, a man who has not accessed that within doesn't have any. And that means he is sourcing his from somewhere else or from someone else. How can you lead somebody without intuition? Everything happens in the spirit before it happens in the physical world. There is an actual delay. This is what it means by the feminine leads. How you know if somebody is more powerful than you. This is something that cannot be faked or seen. It will call you to want to rise up. It will quite literally make you want to stand taller. Power is empowering. It does not take away or deplete or siphon power from another. It doesn't want to make somebody smaller. It makes them want to grow and expand, and it also makes them feel safe enough to do so. Power is not over all people or communities or women or man. It is over the people that you are leading in your personal life in a particular area. Your family, your business, your wife, your husband, in the ways that you are stronger. This will change with different people and at different times. And this energy is interchangeable depending on who you are with. It is entirely a chemistry. I'm going to give you 3 completely different examples of what it means that everything happens in the spirit before the physical and what it means by the feminine leads. Not too long ago, fairly recently, I had a client who, she was a woman, and she was a financial advisor that people guided and told them where to spend their money, where to invest in their money. Many of my clients are very, very well-to-do. The clients that she was working with were very, very well-to-do. The minimum was in the multis as it was. She worked with very wealthy people. She is more masculine and powerful in that area. She, for myself and for those she is leading, her experience, her knowledge, she knows what she's doing with money. She must be tapped into her feminine in order to have the intuitive guidance to lead them if she's good at what she's doing. And we also discussed leaving space open for other women and for others in business instead of making it competition, right? How important it is when you are successful in leading to have that masculine comfort space that allows others, that builds others up, and that makes room for them as well. The second example is one time when I was driving. This was 20 years ago. I was on the freeway going 75 or more, and I suddenly jerked my arm and got into the next lane before I even knew it. It happened so fast. I was reacting as if I was avoiding an accident. It was really, really fast. It completely surprised me. I just got over. Much further down the road, there was nothing in front of me when this happened. Much further down the freeway, once I turned around a bend, there was a huge box of some type, not a cardboard box, in the lane that I was just in. It has been proven that real time is before we see it. That time is delayed when we see the reaction as opposed to what is really happening. So this is one example of how I saw what was coming well before it happened, and it quite literally saved me. Of course, there are other times driving. I can think of another time it was completely dark out and there were no street lamps. And as I was going up this hill on this road, it was really dark. I suddenly felt the need to slow down as I was approaching. And as I went up this hill, somebody on a bicycle went by right in front of me, and had I not slowed down, it wouldn't have went well at all. And this is really important when it comes to driving as well. Anybody can get in a car and physically drive it, but it is intuition and being able to see from different angles that makes somebody a good driver. Another example is a time, and this was quite a few years ago, that my dog's dad, when he got home one night, I wasn't there, and the door was jammed. He couldn't open it. As a reaction, he forced the door open and broke the bottom of the door. When I got home and he was telling me this, I had a flashback of a few months before that. The same exact thing happened to me. Intuitively, in less than half of a second, I gauged how I was going to react if there was a threat. Of course, his reaction was not wrong or dumb. It is common sense that if you cannot get into your house and you feel there's danger and your dog's inside, you're going to force the door open. The feminine, the intuition, the spirit goes beyond common sense. The feminine is not meant to make sense, and it can see beyond what is in front of you. So by nature and intuitively, I of course did not shove the door open and break it. In both instances, it was that he had a toy behind the door. Typically where you have lacked power, where you have had the most obstacles in power, where you have had your power taken away from you, these are the areas that you are meant to gain your power. And that is where you are meant to lead. And through that pain and through those trials and through the darkness is where you learn to truly understand what it is you are leading in, to understand the obstacles, to help people walk through them and to see beyond them. It is situations like these that gauge our stealth. The feminine is stealth. This is what teaches us how to see in the dark and how to move and learn from these experiences. Where we lack power, where you lack power the most, your most difficult obstacles are where you are meant to gain power and lead others and teach them and show them how it is that you did it.